Mike Sullivan has officially revealed his master plan for this season and getting the New York Rangers back on track. As it pertains to one player in particular, we're going to break that down, as well as another update on another player looking to make the team this season that will have Rangers fans absolutely fired up. We're going to break it all down in this episode of Rangers Digest. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 77% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening with the New York Rangers, because listen, the season is creeping closer and closer to starting. It's very exciting. We're midway through September at this point. It is very exciting. So go down below, hit that free subscribe button, because this is the place to be for all your daily New York Rangers content. And this channel is built for blue shirt fandom. But Bret, let's get right into it. We have a lot of updates to get to today, including a very interesting one that I want to start with. And that is that the New York Rangers are hiring a new head of social media to be the manager for this season. So if any of our viewers out there want to be the next social media manager of the New York Rangers, now is your chance. Just wanted to put it out there. But Bret, any thoughts on this? Pretty interesting. Maybe I'll apply. I've been thinking about some stuff I could do for the Rangers social media. Any thoughts?
Oh yeah, same here, Darius. I mean, I'll be applying, I'm sure. So let's all get involved and may the best man win, and we'll put the best social media content out there for the Rangers. And what will be, I'm not going to say what might be, what will be a bounce back season for the Blue Shirts is going to be that much better, because one of us is going to be their next social media manager, and the content's going to be crazy. It's going to be sizzling, as I like to say, Darius. It's going to be great. So, yeah, definitely go apply, and I'm sure we'll be applying as well. So, but now we got to get to the meat and potatoes here, because we have some updates. We have some updates finally. So we're going to break it down here.
Definitely, absolutely, and best of luck to you, Bret, in this in this race as well. But in all seriousness, if the last person who was the manager, the social media manager, moved on, they did a great job. So congratulations, and best of luck to whoever takes over that. But yeah, we have some interesting updates here, and finally some updates as we creep closer to the season. And one of them, I thought this was very interesting, from Bald Panarin. One of the most under the radar storylines heading into camp will revolve around roster size. Yes, roster size. The New York Rangers like to run only 22 players, notoriously. Of course, they've done it the last couple of seasons. You can see here 22, 23, and 2024. Only like to run 22 players for trade deadline cap reasons. Of course, if a lot of teams can carry more players, but if you don't, and the Rangers haven't been doing that, you can accumulate more cap space that you can use at the trade deadline to then acquire a player. So they've been doing that the last couple of seasons. And below, a guy like Bret Berard could very well be cut due to this reason. And in this mock lineup, he has Brennan Othmann there. Now, to me, we've been talking about it through the summer. Bret Berard is a guy that I think has to make the team. Of course, anything can happen in training camp. I'm not blind to that fact. If he doesn't play well, then he doesn't make the team. Simple math, right? But I think that he is a guy that should be almost penciled in to the third line left wing position. He played fantastic when he was with the NHL club. I don't want to go ahead and say he's too good for the AHL, but I think that he can really have a significant impact for this team at the NHL level next season. So any thoughts on that, Bret? Because I think this is a guy that, if everything goes to plan and he plays well in training camp, he should be in this lineup heading into next year. And, he went through so much last season. He was playing with an injury. I want to get into that as well, but this is a guy that, to me, should be in the lineup.
Yeah, I get it from the Rangers' perspective. They want to have their ducks in a row. They want to make sure that they're, financially able to, make a splash maybe at the trade deadline. The Rangers probably will be in the mix here, will probably be contending for a playoff spot. So if there is a player from a team that's underperforming, that shakes loose, I'm sure the Rangers and Chris Drury will be all over it. But, at the expense of a player like Bret Berard, is not worth it to me, Darius. You and I are both high on this player, but don't get me wrong, I'm also high on Brennan Othmann as well. I like Brennan Othmann. I like his potential. I like his ceiling as a top six winger, but when it comes down to it, out of Othmann, out of Perreault, out of Berard, Berard might have the lowest ceiling, he has shown me the most right now at this current moment. What he did last season in 35 games,
Yep.
putting up 10 points. I understand it doesn't jump off the charts. It doesn't jump off the screen. But let's make no mistake about it. He was dealing with a torn labrum in his shoulder, which you just, teased there before. And I believe a fully healthy season from Bret Berard, you're going to get some good production. You're going to get, that energizer bunny. And I believe the Rangers need that. I said they had to re-sign Will Cooley because he has that rare trait of being able to hit people at the pace that he does while also putting the puck in the net. Well, Bret Berard brings a different quality, Darius. He brings aggression. He brings that forechecking that you love, but he's also an energizer bunny. I always say it about him. When he comes on the ice, the Rangers just aggression and speed seems to increase when Berard is on the ice.
Yeah, he's an energy player, and that's what you need on the third line, right? And not just an energy player. There's a lot of guys around the league that are just out there zooming around and hitting guys. He can produce. We've seen that he can score, right? And at the NHL level, which, we haven't seen from a lot of younger players in this organization. And like you just mentioned too, he's been playing through a torn labrum, or he was last season. This is not going to be an issue heading into this year. He described the hit as normal. He took a hit against Kirby Dach on November 30th, just like a few games into his NHL career at that point. And he said that obviously he's worked his whole life to get to the NHL, so he just played through it. Another similar situation is Braden Schneider. We learned that he was playing through an injury as well. And a lot of people, were saying in the comments of the video I did at the time that, oh, both of these guys can play through stuff like this. And while you can, these are injuries that you can play through. It will affect you in some way. You're not 100%. So can you play through them? Yes. But you might not be as effective as you would be if you were 100%. So I'm looking at both of these guys to make an impact in that way this season. They'll be that much better. So to me, he's got to be in the lineup. He plays a role for this team. Sometimes you look at younger players and you're like, man, it's great. They can chip in offensively here. This guy's going to be a great playmaker in the league, whatever it is. Bret Berard has a combination of a couple things that you need in your lineup while still being young and being able to score, right? You need that physicality. You need that forechecking. Like at points last season, you watched some of the games, he was the only guy forechecking and doing a good job at that as well. So excited to see what he's going to be able to do. And that is from an article from Blue Shirt Banter as well, from Snark Messier. So just wanted to bring that up. Now, Brett, I wanted to get into this. Mike Sullivan has revealed his master plan for the New York Rangers heading into next season, how he's going to activate certain players. And we're starting with Adam Fox. And I think this is very exciting if you're a Rangers fan, because Mike Sullivan, some of his comments echo, as you can see here from Johnny Lazarus, what a majority of Rangers fans are feeling. And not only that, he came out and said that he wants Adam Fox to get to another level. And we've already seen a really good elite Adam Fox, but he wants him to get to another level. We know that Adam Fox is working hard throughout this offseason. He wants to get back to a level that he's comfortable playing at. So I think this is good news if you're a New York Rangers fan. He went on to say, and this is Mike Sullivan, I think Foxy knows he's capable of a better game. And him and I have had discussions about it, and I think he's inspired with the opportunity to bring a better version of himself. And I told him when I became his coach that I was going to do everything in my power to help him become the best version of himself. So both of them have had a conversation this summer. Mike Sullivan sees it himself. We might not have seen the best version of Adam Fox. And I think that could be true, despite all the injuries and all that stuff, because listen, his knee might not be the same, all of that stuff. He has Gavrikov beside him now. That's going to just in itself unlock a new version of Adam Fox. So I think this is really exciting for Rangers fans.
Yeah, Mike Sullivan saying that, he's going to take Adam Fox to another level. I will say, I believe it's a way of, hyping up the Rangers fans. I really believe what he's saying in that message. He's saying that he believes Adam Fox will return to that, his previous self when he won the Norris Trophy.
Yep.
Not necessarily be better, but just return to that player where he scored 70 points multiple seasons, where he's, even last season, he was a 60-plus point player. He's never been a minus in his career, always in the plus category. That holds substantial weight, especially for a defenseman, more so than forwards. Adam Fox, you mentioned it, Darius. He's been training extremely hard this offseason. We've seen that Gavrikov is excited to play with Fox. Not only that, I know that Fox has to be just waiting, just chomping at the bit for the puck to drop, because playing next to a guy like Gavrikov will completely unlock him, Darius. Like you said, a shutdown defenseman that's really going to let Adam Fox be comfortable and really settle into his offensive skill set. And we know how electric he can be. And man, the sky's the limit for Fox. And I believe, if he's on his game, it's going to have a trickle-down effect. It's going to help the special teams. It's going to help the goaltending situation. And the Rangers will be back where they belong.
Yeah, we've been talking about, in previous videos, Will Cooley and his play being infectious, right? Like when you get going, he starts hitting guys, he's skating around trying to create scoring chances. It rubs off on the rest of the team. Same with JT Miller. If Adam Fox gets back to that level, it's going to make everyone else play that much better. He's going to demand excellence just through his play alone of the rest of the defense core. And I think that's very exciting for Rangers fans. And Mike Sullivan saying, listen, I got my hand out. I'm ready to help you. Let's get there, right? So pretty excited about that. Rangers fans should be excited. And listen, the disrespect all summer to Adam Fox has been absolutely ludicrous. So I'm excited for him to, prove the naysayers wrong. And he's going to be much better this season, I think, just by, the fact that things have changed, right? And you have a new coaching staff, the mentality heading into next year. So we want to hear what you have to say about Bret Berard in the comments, as well as Adam Fox. Where do you see these players playing? Do you see Bret Berard in the lineup? Pretty interesting. If the Rangers, follow suit with what they've been doing the last couple of years, we could see him start in the AHL. Hopefully not the case. I think that he should be in the NHL. Again, anything can happen in training camp, but let us know how you feel in the comments. The conversation always continues there. It also continues on X. You can find us on X. The link is in the description. Let us know how you feel. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers.